You should have walked away the moment Jisoo announced the challenge, but no, you stayed. Now here you are, heart hammering, lips parted in disbelief, as John Jungkook, your sworn enemy, leans in, eyes gleaming with a mix of mischief and something darker, something that burns. It had started as a harmless party game, or so you thought. Truth or dare, someone yelled, and the group erupted with cheers and whistles. Jisoo turned to you with a grin too wicked to trust. Wyan, dare? You smirked. Bring it on. Alright, she giggled. 10 minutes, tongue and all, with him. Every eye in the room turned towards Jungkook, lounging like a Greek god with a Red Bull in his hand, black piercing glinting under the fairy lights, tattoos dancing up his veiny forearms. He looked at you with that same cocky smirk he always wore, the one that made you want to slap or kiss it off. You hated how good he looked, you hated how he always beat you in class debates, stole your thunder, and never failed to challenge you. You hated him, but your pride wouldn't let you back down. Fine. You said your voice was even, your heart not so much. The room whooped, phones were out, a timer was set. 10 minutes, go. You barely had time to register the countdown before Jungkook was in front of you, tall, infuriating, and way too confident. Someone whistled. Damn, we are really doing this. Taemin chuckled. Wyan's gonna slap him halfway through. Just wait. Sojin whispered, already zooming in with her camera. You couldn't pay me to kiss my enemy like that. Another said with a dramatic. Jungkook's smirk grew. Ready, princess? You scoffed. Don't flatter yourself. Oh, I'm not. He said, voice dropping as his hand slid around your waist. But you'll be flattered enough when I'm done. And then, bam, his lips crashed onto yours. The room exploded. No freaking way. Holy shit. Did he just? Juan is kissing him back. You didn't hear much after that because somewhere between the way his tongue brushed against yours and the way his fingers tightened on your hips, you forgot this was a dare. The timer hadn't even hit 30 seconds, but your legs already felt weak. His mouth moved like he knew your body better than you did, tongue hot and teasing, lips dragging over yours as if this was more than a dare. It should have been just a dare. It should have been just a dare, but when Jungkook gripped your waist tighter and pulled you flush against him, a low growl rumbling from his chest, you felt it, the shift. From hate to something else entirely. Your friends and classmates were going insane seeing the intensity. Everyone knew that you both just pretended to be enemies. You gasped again as he sucked your bottom lip between his teeth, then released it with a satisfying grin. You are really bad at pretending you hate me, he murmured, brushing his nose against yours. You are really good at being a pain in the ass, you panted. He chuckled darkly. Oh, sweetheart, if you think this is me being a pain, wait till I show you what I can really do. Your hands balled into fists at the back of his shirt, anchoring yourself, hating how much that stupid cocky voice was turning you on. I'm only doing this because it's a challenge, you whispered, breathless. Jungkook's eyes narrowed, then gleamed. Prove it, he said, leaning down until his lips brushed the shell of your ear. Come on, baby, 10 minutes, keep up. Your stomach twisted. You hated how he made your pulse race. You hated how your heart leaped every time he called you baby, like he meant it, like he knew how easily you could melt under him. He kissed you again, slower this time, like he was savoring your taste. There it is, he whispered. Knew you had it in you. You narrowed your eyes and slid your hand up his chest, curling your fingers around the collar of his shirt. If you're gonna act like you are God's gift, you better kiss like it. You challenged, voice low and dangerous. Something wild lit in his eyes. Oh, sweetheart. He breathed before crashing his mouth back to yours. Challenge accepted. You lost track of time. Your fingers ended up tangled in his dark hair, pulling just enough to earn a hiss from his lips. He responded by grabbing the back of your thigh and lifted it to wrap around his waist. The room wasn't even there anymore. There was only heat, tongue, teeth, breath, and Jungkook. He kissed you like he had been starving, and you were his first real taste, hungry and unrelenting, with that same smug arrogance bleeding into every swipe of his mouth. Still pretending this means nothing, he murmured, voice gravely, lips brushing yours. Still acting like you don't enjoy being hated, you shot back, biting down on his lip again. He hissed and groaned, the sound echoing in your spine. You are going to be the death of me, and I'll thank you for it. The timer buzzed, but no one said a word. No one moved, and neither did you, because Jungkook was still kissing you, like it wasn't about the dare anymore, like it never was. Finally, when air became a necessity, he pulled back just enough to look into your eyes. His lips were red, his breath uneven, but his smirk remained. Well, he said, voice low and husky. We just traumatized half our classmates. You blinked. What? He jerked his chin towards the room. Everyone froze, stunned, a few jaws on the floor. Somewhere around minute 6, I think we forgot we had an audience. Your cheeks burned, but you didn't look away. Instead, you stepped closer, tilting your chin up. They dare me. I delivered. Jungkook laughed, soft but wicked. You delivered, all right. Then he leaned in again, lips just barely brushing yours, not kissing, teasing. Next time, he whispered, let's do it without the timer. The next morning hit you like a slap. You opened your phone to 27 missed messages, 4 new group chats, and horrifyingly a slow-mo edit of you and Jungkook's kiss with a dramatic music overlay. Someone even added black and white filter and a quote. They hated each other until they didn't. You nearly screamed, group chat, the hot mess. Jisoo, girl, you went full Netflix. Minji, I ship it. I don't care if you kill me. I ship it. Taemin, I need therapy after watching that. Jisoo, you pulled his hair, Ryan. Explain. You typed, deleted, and retyped your responses about 7 times before giving up. Your phone buzzed again. This time, it was John Jungkook. You up? Meet me on the rooftop 10 minutes. Don't make me come drag you. You stared at the screen. Why did you feel excited? No, that was the kiss high, the underline, the sleep deprivation, the trauma. You weren't excited to see your enemy. You found him leaning on the rooftop railing, wind playing with his dark hair, hoodie slung low over those ridiculously toned arms. He didn't even look at you as he spoke. You bite hard. Your cheeks turned red in embarrassment, but you folded your arms. You kissed like you have been waiting for it. He turned, smirking. Maybe I have. You blinked. Excuse me? He took a slow step closer. You really think all those fights in class weren't me trying to get your attention? What? You're smart, gorgeous, and you never shut up. Drives me insane. He leaned in, but I like insane. You laughed dryly, so the kiss was what? A confession? No, that was me starting a war. Your breath hitched. What kind of war? He shrugged lazily. One where I ruin every date you try to go on from now on. One where I find every excuse to get under your skin and under your clothes. You blinked. You are delusional, maybe. He tilted your chin up, but tell me, you didn't feel it. You opened your mouth and closed it. Because how could you deny the way your knees went weak just from his voice, the way your lips still tingled? He grinned like he had won something. You can lie to yourself, but I'll know the truth every time I kiss you again. You stepped back. Who said you would get to kiss me again? Oh, sweetheart. He drawled, walking past you with a cocky grin. We both know that's not the last time. That evening at your locker, you found a note slipped between your textbooks. Next, there's on you. Hope you can handle what I've got planned. JK. Your fingers trembled with excitement or dread, you weren't sure, but one thing was clear the war had only just begun. It had been a week since the kiss, a week of non stop stares in the hallway, whispers behind lockers, and group chats exploding with theories. Everyone was convinced you and Jungkook were secretly dating. You weren't, not really. Sure, he sent you late night texts. Sure, you accidentally ended up paired with him in every group assignment. Sure, he looked at you like he already owned your soul, but none of that meant anything. You were sitting in the courtyard during lunch, trying to escape the chaos when a shadow fell over you. You are avoiding me. Jungkook said simply, you didn't even bother denying it. I needed peace and space and a break from your stupid smirks. You didn't need a break during that kiss. You turned to glare at him, but your heart betrayed you with a flutter. He crouched beside your bench, eyes usually serious. Look, I was messing around at first, but I'm not anymore. You blinked. What are you saying? I'm saying. He exhaled, scratching the back of his neck. I don't want this to be a game or a dare. I want to see where it goes with you. You stared at him. You said it was war. It was, but I lost. Your heart skipped. And what exactly did you lose? He looked up at you, his voice soft. Every time I try to fight how I feel about you, you win. You open your mouth and suddenly loud voices interrupted. There they are, the legends, the daredevils. Jisoo, Taemin, Minji and half the class stormed the courtyard like a pack of wild wolves. Alright, Jisoo grinned, pulling out her phone. One last dare, for both of you. You groaned, I'm not doing anything stupid again. Chill, Minji laughed, it's a simple one. Go on one real date, together tonight, no backing out. You blinked. Jungkook stood offering his hand to you like it was the easiest thing in the world. Guess we have to do it, he said with a glint in his eyes. You rolled your eyes but your hand slipped into his anyway. Fine, but I'm choosing the place, he smirked, as long as I get dessert, and I don't mean cake. Taemin fake gagged. Too much info, bro. Later that night, you sat across from him at a tiny ramen shop. No cameras, no dares, just you and him, and something new, something honest. He slurped a noodle dramatically. You're staring at me. You are ridiculous. You laughed. He leaned forward, resting his chin on his hand. You know what's crazy? I used to hate how loud you were in class. Now I think it's the hottest thing about you. You flushed, eyes wide. You were such a menace. He grinned. I know, but I'm your menace now. You bit back a smile. Are you seriously being sweet right now? I'm being real. He paused, eyes locking with yours. No dares, no games, just me telling you I like you. You looked down, heart warm and fluttery, in a way no dare had ever made it feel. I like you too, Jungkook. He grinned like the world was his, and as he reached across the table to hold your hand, you realized something. The best part of that stupid 10 minutes stare. It didn't end at 10 minutes, it was just the beginning.